My sister twisted my arm so hard during my niece's birthday party that I heard a pop. My father clapped, my mother smirked, and guests kept eating cake while I couldn't move my hand. Only Sierra, a nurse visiting a neighbor, called 911. That's when I knew this wasn't just family drama, it was evidence. I arrived at my parents' house straight from a 10-hour shift, fryer oil still in my clothes. Delphine met me at the door, eyes scanning my uniform, still flipping burgers, she said loud enough for the cousins to hear. Laughter followed, and my father shook his head like I'd failed him again. Sierra sat alone in the corner, catching my glance, a flicker of sympathy in a room built to keep me small. Delphine kept the jabs coming, telling Aunt Marla I'd never last in nursing school because I can't handle real pressure. My mother chuckled, adding, "She always quits." I gripped the hospital wristband still in my purse, proof I'd been in there last month for injuries Delphine caused. Sierra leaned closer and mouthed, "I believe you." It was the first time in years someone in the house hadn't laughed at my pain. I tried to leave quietly, but Delphine blocked the hallway, accusing me of stealing from our mother's wallet. My father stepped in, saying he's seen it too. Before I could speak, Sierra demanded they show proof. My father waved a folded receipt like smoking gun. But it was dated 3 weeks ago when I wasn't even in town. Delphini's smirk faltered, the first crack in their united front. At dinner, Delphine accidentally spilled scalding coffee across my lap. Gasps turned to muffled laughs as I clenched my jaw, skin burning. Sierra shot up, grabbing ice and snapping at my parents for doing nothing. My mother rolled her eyes, muttering about me being dramatic. The sting wasn't just from the heat, it was knowing they'd watch me hurt before they'd ever admit what Delphine was doing. During cake cutting, I slipped away to the bathroom and took photos of fresh bruises along my arm. When I emerged, Delphine was waiting, blocking the door. "You think anyone will believe you?" she hissed. Sierra appeared behind her, phone recording. Delphine's eyes darted to it, but she still whispered, "You're nothing without us." That's when Delphine grabbed my arm and twisted. The pop echoed through the hallway. Cane shot up to my shoulder. I dropped to my knees, cradling my wrist. My father appeared in the doorway and started clapping slowly. "Drama queen," he said. My mother smirked from behind him, always making a scene. The other guests peered around the corner, then went back to their cake like nothing happened. Only Sierra rushed over, kneeling beside me. "We need to get you to a hospital," she said firmly. "She's fine," my mother snapped. Sierra ignored her and helped me to my feet. "I'm a nurse, that arm is broken." The twist came in there. Dr. Patterson's scan showed not just the new fracture but older partially healed breaks. "These didn't all happen today," he said, a voice flat. Detective Radcliffe stood in the doorway, Sierra beside him, holding the video from the party. My parents' laughter on camera was enough to shift everything. For the first time, Delphine avoided my eyes, her confidence cracking under fluorescent light. Detective Radcliffe laid out the evidence: x-rays, medical reports, Sierra's recording on the table in front of Delphine. She tried blaming clumsy accidents, but the detective didn't blink. I stayed silent, letting the paperwork speak. For years, I'd begged them to believe me. Now, the proof was undeniable. Delphine faced charges for assault. My parents were warned about enabling abuse. Neighbors who once called me too sensitive crossed the street to apologize. Sierra visited daily, helping me file for a restraining order. The hospital wristband stayed in my drawer not as a wound, but as a reminder that my truth had finally been recognized. Months later, I stood in my apartment doorway as Sierra dropped off a plant from my windowsill. "Fresh start," she smiled. The wristband sat in a shadow box on my desk, framed like a medal. I no longer flinched at sudden footsteps or unexpected knocks. Delphine's voice was just background noise now, drowned out by my own, steady and unshakable. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe to check out more stories on my channel.